For example, the car, the church we are, the plane, the airport. When I start naming it, I will not move my just now. It's a step by step. So it's wrong to campaign on lies. Misinformation will catch up with you.
Great, great, great. Mark, yes, indeed. There where we go. Even though today the president of the Republic of Liberia today was seeing the incentive maneuver, because mind you, there have been the widespread allegation that the Liberian people already lost interest in the government. So I think today the president told the wise to say, okay, say you people feel that maybe I'm not getting no fan base anymore. Let me go out there and see our best to we can say quote unquote locally to to test the water. So, but today the president was in today, and it was just quite frustrating and so forth. We're going to play that video also. But what say you to you with the report and also the political leader of the CMC, and then we'll move straight to Mr. Kane. Then we'll play the video later on.
Well, they update our brother or Sheikh just gave her from Nimba County. That's why we keep talking on the show. When you put people on the merit, when you put politician feet to the fire, you can only be the winner, you cannot be the loser. This man just telling us about some initiative Koga is undertaking. The question you ask, since when he started building roads, or constructing roads and bridges? Because he's saying the CMC, that's almost like their party module now. And even though he's saying he's not interested in dedicating the bridge, but we all know it for political reason because he's been there forever. And we haven't seen this kind of initiative. So it just reminds me that it's just a confirmation of things that we've been saying here, that you, the voters, argue on the merit. Look at the candidate and ask which one brings more value to the table. Then at the end of the day, you will be the winner both in the short and in the long term. Because when you set a higher standard, people forced to meet those standards. That's what happened to Koga now. Because the CMC said we are building roads. He's seeing all these projects. Guess what? He himself wants to get in the business, but unfortunately, I don't know if the people are going to buy into it because he wants to say, oh, I'm not doing it for political reasons, but that's a lie. Everything in politics is for political reasons. So you cannot bamboozle us on that. It's just that it seems like the other candidate now, they are raising the standard, so you're putting the fire on his back for him to start moving because he's been there for a while. He's not new. It's not like he's running for office. He's already an established member, not even a regular member, but someone who literally controls an entire block of lawmakers. But the question you ask, Koga, why this time around? Why you want to get into the business of building bridges and fixing new roads? So that's it. For the chairman, I don't have to say anything because we all know, and he said it right. If we're going to name them, we won't get off the show today. So I'm just going to skip all that one because that won't explain itself. Yep.
Mr. Kane, to you.
Yeah. So I was just trying to drink some of my ginger so I can clear my throat. Google you before I talk about the CMC because I'm excited, to be honest with you. I'm very much excited. And the reason is because, if you dig deeper and understand those who are associated with the CMC, it goes beyond Musa Hassan ability. And listening to him this morning, I'm thankful that I have to be associated with this political party. It's no shame. It's all, blessings. Listening to him, he also solidifies something that I've said here before in terms of we being waiting and getting ready for the campaign. He told you that they already have about 6-7 pickups going in the counties, and we have far more that will be deployed in the counties. So I was fortunate today to talk to some of the people in Nimba County, some of the guys, some of the hardworking people in the party. They are very optimistic. They are very confident, cautiously though. They are not overconfident. They are not trying to act like it's over. But with the number of work, with the amount of work that have been put in place in Nimba, the CMC people are very, very upbeat and they are very happy at where they are on the ground. We were informed that there are a lot of politics being played. You know, in Nimba, places like Ganta, Sanikole, those are the most populated areas in Nimba. Mike is doing great in those areas amongst the young people. Mike spent almost majority of his adult life in Ganta. Ganta being the commercial capital city of Nimba. Mike was involved in a lot of different stuff, including soccer, youth empowerment. So Mike is very loved in Ganta area. Mike's mother, also a Mono woman from that district number 1. Mike himself, father being a Gio man, Mike cut across the spectrum. Whether when it comes to the tribal line, the man has 2 bloods in him. He represents both Gio and Mano people. So Mike could be the bridge. You know, he could be the one to bridge the gap, whether on tribal line or political line. Mike worked in government as senior inspector for the entire country. I was even informed today that there were a lot of places where people have problems. Mike was the one that worked with the traditional leaders and elders in the country to resolve some of those issues. Towns that have some issues among themselves that couldn't get along for some reason. Mike was the one that would actually serve as a preacher to bring those people together, or uniter, or somebody who understands the tradition, the coexisting among our people. So how could I be prouder to actually campaign for Mike? I don't like to be associated with violence. I don't like to be associated with people who create confusion and division in the country. We the Nima people, some people can spot our name. They say, oh, Nima people led it, Nima people led that. But we, when it comes to Nima, we believe we are the best country. Some people argue it, and that's their right. Everybody would think that their country is the best, but I believe Nimba country is the best country. So definitely, I'm not speaking here as SKTV person. I'm not speaking here as anything I got to do with SKTV. I'm speaking as Sekou Kene, an executive member, a founding member, an originator of the CMC. And I know, by me putting my face, my integrity, everything to this political party, there are tons of people, thousands of people that will not only follow, but they will respect our party because they know all my life I've never supported anybody that will go against Liberia. All the friendship, you can have all the money, all the relationship we have had. I've gone against anybody who will look down on the Liberian people, who will steal from the Liberian people, who will try to pee on the hair of the Liberian people and tell them it's raining. That has been my fight. And nothing can stop that. So I can assure you, me being part of the CMC, I'm a representative of the people, the young people who have been looked down upon the vulnerable people who the elitists believed that they had no space in the country. So anything short of putting LeBron first or putting LeBron people first, I can tell you, I will be the first person to exit the CMC. I can tell you that 100%. That's what I told you guys before, and I will say it again. I said when I'm ready to put my face to any political party, I will not do it in the back. So those that were confusing themselves, oh, it's a good ANC, it's a good at this, it's a good at that, I told you, say you're wasting your time. I believe then, and I still believe now, that all of those that ran in 2027, in 2017, 2023, Alexander Cummings was the better person with administrative experience, with a clean hair, with something to show for his time serving corporate America. He walked the ladder. Some of you who will never work in your life, never be associated with corporations, never work with any big company, you don't know the magnitude. What you go through to be at the level where Cummings went. To lead a corporation that the budget is a multi-billion-dollar company. Like the budget, like broad budget, whole country budget can go into a 10 times, 20 times to manage that and work your way all the way to be the number 2 person. We believe with administrative experience, all the people that ran in those elections, Cummings were the better person. But I was not part of the ANC. I've never been part of any political party in Liberia. My very first political party is the CMC, and the reason is very simple. The agenda of the CMC is all about the people, especially young people and women. I believe in our community, those people have been abused the most. Young people have been abused. People have taken advantage of poverty, of their status. Their parents don't have money. The young ladies, most of them have become prostitutes, not because they love it, but because they are the only breadwinner for their houses, their home. They've been forced into prostitution because of poverty. And some of these so-called leaders, they think it's fun. They take advantage of those young people. They have reduced the young men into taking drugs, smoking weed, smoking all the papa drugs. You know who benefiting? The same so-called leaders. They are the ones that bring in the drug in the country. They sell it to our people, destroying the life of our young people. So I'm on the side of the young people, 100%. And I'm going to be there to make sure to champion the cause of the young people, both girls and boys, who are vulnerable, they can't help themselves. Anything that will be short of standing up for those people can be out. So I can show you my face being attached to CMC. SKTV is now CMC platform. The same people coming here, the same process everybody can go through, they will go through it. Any official that are coming here, they will go through the same process. So
all right.
I will always be here to speak on national issues, to attack issues from a strategic and neutral standpoint when it comes to national issues. But when it comes to politics, defending my political party or talking about the platforms, the plans, and the ideology of my party, I will always be here to defend that. I can tell you, I can show you. If you think you are underrepresented on SKTV, you are more than free to send your representative to be on SKTV to make the case for you every day. We will come here. But I'm not going to be here to be your mouthpiece. You cannot beat your pepper in my mouth. If I'm going to do any defending, if I'm going to do anything promoting political party, it will be the CMC. But that's not what the platform is for. It's for Liberia and for all Liberians. Mabel, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Khan. I think you knew it, and nobody going to talk because on this platform we ask all of the tough questions, and we allow people also to have their own input. But quickly, let me go back to Monk. Monk, today you saw our president in, if not one of our major streets, where well populated, where people do their live, turning around and so forth. Today you were seeing buying some stuff from some of the marketers, vegetable and so forth. And he was also asking for change. If you watch the video, even though the video and well, when you watch the video, you also because like for example,
What kind of change?
But remember, hasn't many changed. You don't get changed.
so the question go to you, Monk, or Mr. Cannon or Sheikh, because every time people will be wishing to see somebody, they say destiny helper, right? So the day you interact with that person, your life should change. But today, what we witness, the president was asking for a change from the yes, it was no boy can call it. What are you in the whole year, Monk?
Well, when you see the president of a country coming out to interact with the people, they got something they call you want to bring the government to the people. But usually when you do this kind of a thing, they mean you got some kind of policy, maybe the macro loan initiative to give loan to empower small businesses. Sometimes, but for politicians, they will do it mostly for the optic, for people to believe that, I'm still here, I still get popularity, I'm testing the screen to see how people are going to respond, how they're going to receive me. But I know most of the time when you find president engaging in those kind of a move, come in the open, interacting with people, mostly about policy. I don't know. Maybe the president got something under his sleeve that he's going to introduce later, but usually that's what happens. Sometimes you see the president in the street randomly, but it rarely happens. So I won't read too much into it. But the idea that he's going to request for a change, no, I don't know about that, because that's the whole idea. You want to put a show, you want to create this kind of euphoria. So you don't bat him. Matter of fact, you even want to pay more for what the actual goods cost, because you are the president. People expect to get something. So the whole idea about requesting for change, I don't think the protocol officer or the people who were there, they didn't do the president any justice, because you want to give more. Say if a market woman was selling something for $50, you want to give her like $200 or 150, 3 times or 2 times the actual price, because you're the president and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you want to make the most of it. You want to buy sympathy from people when they see it. It's all about the optics. So I don't know about asking for change. That wasn't your great move on the part of the president and his team. No, I don't think so.
So Mo, you are right. Shaquille O'Neal, I don't know whether you've heard that story. Shaquille O'Neal went in the bar. In America here, the waitress, people that serve people, when they serve you, after serving you, a lot of people, and not everybody, but majority of the people, before they leave, they always leave tip for the waitress. So mostly people will leave $10, $20, $5. Some people even do $2. Some people with good money, they will leave maybe 100 or more. But this guy went and left, I think, about $20,000 check for the waitress, with the intention that he wants to change the life of that individual. This is not what he does all the time, but he did it because when they say this person is, they don't like the newspaper coming. When they come, they will just give the newspaper a chance, and then when they will come back.
Yeah, we'll get transition.
Yeah, I think Peter Roberts is about to get set up. Yeah, so people expect leaders when they go somewhere to do more than expected, so that that moment can be a memorable one. But you want to be a regular man, you go what I get when they want to ask for change, thinking that that's funny, and maybe that will create some fun to make you like a regular person. You're not a regular person. Yeah, just I don't want to say that word. I want to go say all of it. I'm gonna say
right?
Yeah, I just want to say you're just a cheap, this.
Interesting, but we got to just leave it at that after the news and we come up.
Yeah, they hand a little bit tight.
All right.
Good evening, RCA News Bulletin at 7. I'm Nakita Roberts presenting. NEMO Partners for Democratic Development calls for comprehensive constitutional reform, says the 1986 Constitution, written nearly 4 decades ago, no longer addresses the country's evolving political crisis and legal realities. Liberian National Bar Association wants the establishment of a specialized land court in Liberia to address the concerning issues of land conflict in the country. Woman believed to be 50s is ongoing investigation for allegedly stabbing her daughter in Kakata, Maigibi County, local authority says. And out of Liberia, police in Zimbabwe says they have arrested 95 demonstrators on charges of promoting public violence and for breaches of peace as they demanded the resignation of President Emerson Mnangagwa on Monday. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. NEMO Partner for Democratic Development wants President Joseph Boakai to initiate a comprehensive constitutional reform. According to NEMO press release, the process is aimed at reinforcing governance, uphold democratic principles, and ensuring the rule of law is clearly defined and constitutionally applied. NEMO, headed by Elijah Wulu, further noted that the Liberian constitution must reflect modern democratic standards and provide a stronger legal foundation for justice, accountability, and inclusive governance. The release quotes NEMO as saying the 1986 Constitution, which was written nearly 4 decades ago under military rule, no longer fully addresses the country's evolving political, social, and legal realities. NEMO revealed that while the 1986 Constitution replaced the 1847 independence era constitution, it has not undergone the necessary reforms to clarify and strengthen legal provisions that safeguard civil liabilities, promote judicial independence, and prevent political manipulation of governance structure. A lady believed to be in her 50s is undergoing investigation for allegedly stabbing her daughter in Kakata, Maigibi County. Local authorities have said Hawa Kanen, who was arrested for allegedly stabbing her daughter during a violent altercation. According to local authorities, the attack left the victim with severe wounds, rendering her unconscious for hours before she was rushed to the Bakale Health Center for emergency treatment. Police swiftly intervened, detaining Hawa Kanen at the Kakata police station, where she remains pending court trial. While official charges have not been publicly disclosed, sources indicate that Kanen may face accusations of aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, among others. Investigators have withheld further details, including the motive behind the attack, as the case remains under scrutiny. Neighbors expressed shock over the incident, describing the family as generally peaceful as the daughter continues to recover at a local health facility in Kakata, Maigibi County. The Liberia National Bar Association is calling for the establishment of a specialized land court in Liberia. The bar's National Secretary General, Councillor Elisha Fokian, said land issues have become a national concern, and the LMBA is making it one of its key discussions at the upcoming assembly of the bar. He disclosed that at the 2025 assembly this weekend, members of the Liberian National Bar Association will outline the framework, the structural analysis, and the professional perspective of a specialized land court, with land expert Ernest C.B. Jones providing the lead. Councillor Fokion lamented that the court dockets are filled with land cases, noting that the slow pace of adjudication is also a problem for people seeking justice. At the same time, the Liberia National Bar Association has frowned against quad lawyers practicing in magisterial courts across the country. The National Secretary General of the LMBA, Councillor Elisha Fokion, said these are people who are undermining the dignity and integrity of the courts with corruption. The political leader of the Citizens Movement for Change says the CNC will engage electorates in Nimba with the party's platform rather than engaging in personal attacks. Representative Musa Belete believes that the voters' key interest is the message that will encourage them to make an informed decision rather than speaking ills against other individuals for pressing against. Belete said he has no doubt in the CNC candidate winning the pending by-election due to his popularity, respect, and leadership ability exhibited over the years in Nimba. Speaking Tuesday on OKFM, in Monrovia, the Nimba County District 7 representative re-echoed his calls for Vice President Jeremiah Cohn to remain neutral in the Nimba County by-election. Representative Belete believes that the Vice President can vote any candidate of his choice, but should allow the candidates themselves to convince the voters in line with their workings in the county. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Defense, Security, and Veteran Affairs has expressed frustration in the Bouaka administration for what he calls poor handling of the country's security sector. Senator Momo Cyrus described the manner in which the government allocated funds to the security sector as a mere joke. According to him, neighboring countries are highly prioritizing their national security with massive support, including training opportunities, but not in the case of Liberia. The Lofa County senator said he is troubled by the way the men and women in the sector have been treated over the years. The Cyrus also vowed to begin massive engagements with various government ministries and agencies to solicit support for the security sector in the coming 2026 budget. A one-day political retreat under the auspices of the Democratic People's Party of Liberia has ended with a threat to vote out incumbent members of the 55th legislature in 2029. Speaking at the close of the retreat, the political leader of the party, Reverend David Kemun, said the Democratic People Party of Liberia is a political institution with a big and applicable ideology. Reverend Kemun noted that if members of the 55th legislature fail to perform the tasks they were elected for, the Democratic People Party of Liberia will ensure that they be voted out of power in 2029. He frowned at President Joseph Boakai for what he calls poor performance in the maintenance of the rule of law, which is one of the pillars of his government arrest agenda. The DPPL political leader wants President Boakai to step aside if the job of being a president is too heavy for him. Over 4,000 workforce of Firestone Plantation Company, who recently concluded their renegotiation collective bargaining agreement with the company, have commended Labor Minister Councillor Cooper Crow for what they term as a huge benefit they have achieved through the intervention of the minister. The Firestone Plantation workers' statement of commendation was voiced by their president, Redinek Bangali, at separate remarks following the recent successful signing of a CBA personally supervised by Labor Minister Cooper Crow over a 3-month negotiation period. According to the Firestone workforce, through the Labor Minister's intervention, they were able to acquire at least 50% of their retirement benefits from management upon retirement before commencing the tedious process of getting NASCAP benefits. Bangalore stressed that because of Minister Crow's administrative conduct of the CBA negotiation, workers at the plantation now stand to benefit from a special benefit package called Handshake for retired and terminated ill workers as an additional motivation for dedication to serve the company. The Firestone workers revealed that even more laudably, to the credit of the labor minister, is halting the relocation of some workers to unfinished camp structures. They also praised Minister Cooper Crowell for ensuring that all daily hire workers at Firestone were immediately transitioned to full employment status, elevating their economic standards. The La Cosa College of Education has initiated massive infrastructural development projects in Maryland County as part of its drive to expand across the country. The president of La Cosa, Dr. Benjamin Wayi, said the projects include a 16 classroom building designed to accommodate the college extension and the proposed La Cosa People Demonstration School. He also disclosed another 21-room facility featuring a conference hall to be named the Dr. Wayi Academic Lodge, aimed at providing affordable accommodation to academics visiting Maryland County for field trips and other activities. Dr. Wayi made the disclosure recently during the 2024-2025 graduation of the La Cosas Maryland site when 43 candidates graduated, 41 with C certificates and 2 with B certificates. According to Dr. Wayi, this is part of La Cosa's vision to expand. Delivering the keynote address at the La Cosa graduation, Grand Crew County Education Officer Joshua Slud Nawe said education is the most important tool for social transformation. The Paramount Young Women Initiative, PAYOE, of the Educate Her Coalition and the Liberian Media for Democratic Initiative will hold a one-day dialogue forum this Wednesday in Monserrado County. The dialogue is on the latest edition of the LMDR nationally known people-to-people platform. The dialogue aims to empowering local voices in girls' education in Liberia. The dialogue, formed according to an LMDR release, is in support of the Girls' Education Sensitive Advocacy Joint Action Initiative, named Educate Her Coalition, involving several local and international social, civil society, and non-profit organizations. The release revealed that the platform is expected to bring together former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor, former Chief Justice Frances Johnston Allison, Hot Committee Chair on Education Representative Jan Flomo of Nimba County, Lopu Gamen Blackie, the Dean of the University of Liberia Gender Studies, Francia Harris, Head of Paramount Young Women Initiative, and Abakanga, Assistant Education Minister for Basic and Secondary Education, as guest panelists. Participants will be drawn from the University of Liberia student population, high schools within the UL Fendale campus, and the communities of Lower Carysburg. A mother of a 2-month-old girl, Xavier Walker, is appealing to national government and philanthropic organizations to assist the child seek advanced treatment abroad. Xavier Walker, a resident of Tapeta District in Nimba County, is currently in Monrovia upon doctors' advice when the child was just 2 days old. Explaining her ordeal to RCR News on Tuesday, Walker said the child was born with a left heart damage, adding that doctors have since advised that she be immediately transferred to the John F. Kennedy Medical Hospital for further examination. According to her, upon their visit at JFK, doctors are also recommending that the child be taken abroad for advanced treatment. She has therefore launched an SOS call for well-meaning Liberians, especially eminent residents from Nimba, to aid them save the life of her daughter. And out of Liberia, police in Zimbabwe say they have arrested 95 demonstrators on charges of promoting public violence and for breaches of peace after they took part in Monday protests demanding the President Emerson Mnangagwa to resign. Officers say they identified the individuals through social media posts and websites. That's a WhatsApp group, as well as the scene in the capital, Harare. Very few people turned up for the demonstration as citizens opted to stay away rather than take to the streets amid a heavy security presence. During this newscast, the recap of the top stories we have been following. Nemo Partner for Democratic Development calls for a comprehensive constitutional reform, says the 1986 Constitution, written nearly 4 decades ago, no longer addresses the country's evolving political, social, and legal realities. Liberia National Bar Association wants the establishment of a specialized land court in Liberia to address the concerning issues of land conflict in the country. A woman believed to be in her 50s is undergoing investigation for allegedly stabbing her daughter in Kakata, Margibi County, local authorities says. And out of Liberia, police in Zimbabwe say they have arrested 95 demonstrators on charges of promoting public violence and for breaches of peace. They demanded the resignation of President Emerson Mnangagwa on Monday. That's RCN News Bulletin at 7. Abenakita Robert.
He's right here on Benson Street. He's purchasing some groceries. The president is here with a team, and they just happened, by the way. He decided to stop here and pay a visit here. We're on Benson Street, Central Monrovia, with smiles on his face, interacting with his people. His Excellency is here.
And you're listening to the Bulletin right here, Truth from 96.1. The opportunity is here to join the station again. That will be at 8 o'clock tonight, at which time we'll bring you 45 minutes of news coming from me. So wrap up. We're continuing with the
He's speaking in the sharing crowd here. Sharing for His Excellency.
Truth FM 96.1. Let me see what are my team of panelists. They are all set. So that we can continue with this show right here. But Mark, I don't know whether you're all set and ready for.
I'm okay. I'm great.
Wonderful. That's great. Go ahead, Mark. I guess that you listen to the news bulletin, and quickly, what are some of the things that maybe caught your attention?
Oh yeah, I think the only news, the constitutional reform or review should be the best thing to reflect present day reality. We are lacking lots of courts in our country, and that's what Nemo is calling for. We've been ringing this bell for the longest on SKTV, so it's nothing new. We need specialized court, maybe we need anti-corruption court, we need electoral courts, we need how they call it, you got to improve the system, anti-corruption when it comes to ensuring justice and all these things. Look, they talk about local governance and some of the laws when it comes to women participation in politics. So those are things that we should do or that we need to do. If not, my brother, we're not going anywhere. There is nothing new. It just depends on the leadership to take that particular mantra and keep working in that direction. Because without the law, without these specialized codes, and we just saw it recently when the LSCC came out with their findings in their investigation, 26 or 27 cases that were concluded upon, but then you don't have special codes, you don't have anti-corruption codes set up in the country. So why is the essence of carrying an investigation or audit when you don't have the codes that is going to bring people to justice? It's just a waste of time. So the most you can do is a constitutional review. You know, one thing I told someone last time, I said, you can conduct census every 10 years, right? Because the only way the government can allocate resources, you should know how many people in the country, the population, the age bracket and everything. That's how the government can make decision. Why not do the same to a constitutional review? Because every decade things changing. Now we're coming to the AI, the social media generation. You can just use one click of a button to transfer money all over the world now. Why not do a constitutional review or amendment every 10 years also to reflect the present day reality? You cannot be using a document that been existing for more than 150 years and you think that you're going to do better. No. You got to keep making these incremental changes to reflect the present living condition, and that would be the best way to proceed. Do it like you conduct census.
Yes, indeed, Mark. I feel myself, I agree with you because there are so many things into our law that are not just necessary. Because some of these things, like for example, I always say on the radio that we stay into the PRC system because if not, and guess what? These thing leaders, they will pretend. They will say everything that they want to say. By the time they get into positions of power, they feel that, oh, but it's like their law is on my side. So why would I want to even amend some of the laws? Why would I want to even change some of the laws? And there where we are today as people. So the only way that the laws can work, except politicians who in power and who control things. So like the Supreme Court said, or in fact, they've been saying quite recently that indeed they are heavily, Liberians in the civil chaos just because politicians are the one who running things. So that means the law is no more active. I had to know Seku, and Seku had to be in connection with some kind of a big person to be able to release me, even if the situation is not maybe against me, but just because the law is in the favor of the person who maybe quote unquote have that problem with me. So that's the kind of content we find ourselves in. But Mr. Kana, we're back after the news break quickly. I know you want to react maybe to the news bulletin. If not, this personal issue of not taking change or taking change, quote unquote, people are seeing a lot of messages and so forth. But go ahead.
Let me tell you what behind that thing. You know, we broke the news the other day here. We told you guys that the president was not too well. We told you guys that the president been going to Ghana periodically to do his regular checkup, where they got to put you on the machine to check his heart. He has a pacemaker in his heart. So every now and then, so when they check some of the things they've been doing with him, it can be done in Liberia. And they always go to Ghana for that. When he comes, after they give him some medication and stuff like that, he want to show the Liberian people that he's okay. But deep down, the president is not well. They do all of those things for showmanship, to show the people say the president is okay. You might not listen to Sekou, you might not listen to all the point, all the people can be talking. You might not listen to the president is healthy, the president is good. Everything about it is all about showing to the Liberian people say the man is okay. There's something called you gotta fake it till you make it. So the president is faking it. Faking
But let me
it.
follow question to you quickly.
This is why. Hold on. Let me end this comment. This is why it caught up with him during the heat of the election, and then at the end of the day, when he went to give the inaugural speech, he couldn't make it. Up to now, that speech is still, we're still waiting for the rest of it. So the president is just showing to the Liberian people say he's good. I don't know when I noticed something. Some of the government officials, I don't want to call their names. When the president went to Ghana, he saw all of them posting. The president is strong. The president is in good health. The president is strong, because they were worried. So they're not smart, but they want to fake it. They want to tell the people that the president is okay. Nobody asked you. You say the president is good, everything okay with the president. But why are you coming there to me writing some, stuff, different funny stuff? Well, the president okay, the president is strong. President Bakai is the strongest man. President Bakai is in good health. They were just doing that because they knew that people already, aware of what was going on behind the scene. So to come and fake it, to distract people, to deceive the Liberian people, they will say the president okay, but the president is not okay. As a matter of fact, there is a conversation. You don't tell party people they don't trust Jeremiah Kun. If something happens for Jeremiah Kun to be president, even president, whether he resigns or he, God forbid, his conditions, become somehow deteriorate, then they don't trust Jeremiah Kun to be president. They are fighting among themselves as I speak to you now. In fact, you know that one got something to do with what's going on with the House of Representatives. And lot going on. And Rachel Kun might not make it. Because in land of secession, after the president, if the president is incapacitated or sick or God forbid dies, the vice president becomes president. And they don't want to see that man be president. And then after the vice president, the next person in line is supposed to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And the man who doesn't even know the left hand from the left hand and the right hand, which one to pull out when taking oath, that man will come be making president. The milk is there. I'm the regime speaker. Then the people you can be president. So they are confused right now. A lot going on, among them. For sure, Richard Corey shame himself that he's not capable, that he does not have what it takes to lead. He cannot even lead the House of Representatives, let alone lead a whole country. And Jeremiah Kumu is proven to be power greed. And now they are fighting among themselves. So that was the brother president. I always say, you know what, the president is okay. It was not abrupt. It was not spontaneous. It was something planned, well designed. When the military president did that, I was going to ask for a key. But the president thing was fun. When you do that, they will say the people's person can relate with to the people. But they know exactly what they are doing. It's all created to create the notion that the president is healthy, it is okay with him. But they know the president is not in a good, healthier condition right now.
So, but Steku, I got a problem with that, right? Because the people who are pushing that narrative or who are creating that condition, the reason you pick a vice president is for someone to be able to pick up the slack on day one in the worst case scenario. I don't know how they can come to the conclusion that you can pick Jeremiah Kun to be your vice president, but when it comes to assuming the presidency, then you want to deny him of that particular opportunity. It means you are only calling for instability and more trouble, because why would you pick a vice president if you know he's not capable of being president? Because a vice president, only a president in waiting. That's why when you're making a choice of a vice president, you have to be very calculative to know who you're making your vice president. Because a vice president is also a president. The only difference is it's about the timing. So how can you pick Jeremiah Kun? If you believe that he's not capable of being president, then why you want to play the politics of putting on a ticket now that you won? Okay. Because if you're saying you don't want the vice president, then maybe it could be the reason why we had a leadership crisis. So the question is, how do you deprive Jeremiah Kun in the worst case scenario? By killing him or by doing what? Because that's the constitution.
So you're 100% right, Mount. That's the problem. And that's why they continue to, they've been going on for months, I can tell you. It started on the appointments. Normally, the first advisor to the president in making decisions is the vice president. A lot of things happen without the consultation of the vice president. So now, the vice president being flip-flopping between being a Unity Party president or MDR. Even the vice president's decision to support Koga is because of the same reason. The vice president want to show to them that if Koga wins, it means that he's in control of Nimba County. So the Unity Party people should be scared and say, you know what, let's leave it with the guy. It's not that they feel like the guy is not sure, but they feel like the guy is not loyal to the Unity Party. They feel like if the guy can be treated, because the guy lied to George Weah. He took money from George Weah and told George Weah, I will get in the race, then I will support you in the second round. After taking that money, he ended up going to go and join the Joseph Boakai rescue team. That's why Joseph was so angry at him, because he didn't want to shake his hand. So the American problem is trust. They don't trust him. They also feel if Jeremiah Kun takes over, the possibility of him switching back again to be in MDR is high. So it may not be Unity Party government no longer. They also believe that Jeremiah Kun will do a major reshuffle. Some of the appointment done by Joseph Jima Boakai will not stay. That's the fear. So they want a Unity Party person. That was one of the reasons why they even told Gafon to leave his international job. Come in the country. I'm just telling you. They said this guy is not Unity Party. So Gafon is one of the people behind the Unity Party from the get-go. Unity Party grew him. Unity Party gave him all the titles in the world. Unity Party making him Minister of Planning. Yep. Minister of Information. Minister of Foreign Affairs. Yeah. So they mix it everything. So that's why, in fact, we got some information, even some money that the vice president asked to be disbursed from the finance ministry. Gafon sat on it. Gafon said no. Yeah, so Gafan months later on fire him because Joseph Boakai brought Gafan. Remember, when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was departing, Ellen preferred people in that to be president and vice president. It was between Amara Kone and Gafan. Gafan, Joseph Boakai people say they went to local county. They said because of tradition, Gafan cannot fight Joseph Boakai. Let Gafan let go his ambition to be vice president or to be president to run for president.
Oh yeah, they made that case.
Yeah, to allow Joseph Boakai to run. So down the line, we'll put the promise that Gafan will be the one to replace Joseph Boakai.
Okay.
In local politics. In fact, that was the same problem with this guy here, the former defense minister, or what's his name?
Brandon
Samuka.
That's the reason why. Because they felt that that position was reserved for Gafan, because Gafan let go his ambition for Joseph Boakai. That's why they brought him to come and take over the Ministry of Finance. Because and the fight to remove financial cover by Kun was to get control of the finances of the budget. You see the point? So the fight is just getting crazy, going crazy. Some people will do this one, other people will go and change it. As I speak to you right now, do you know the former what is his guy's name? Molu. The former
Molu?
General.
Okay, John Molu.
John Molu.
You know John Molu for me, he won political party now.
Yes, that one I'm also
Yeah. John Molu for me, he won political party too. So you will take some United Party people. So Gafan, United Party, original United Party people, they say that Gafan they want. But then those in government are holding position right now, they say if Joseph Boakai not in the picture no more, Kun is dirty, Kun full of politics, Kun will remove most of them. So the United Party is discombobulated as I speak to you. Imagine in the first year, we're not even in the we even
It's
have
gonna get brutal as we get close to 2029. And
So, Mr. Kana, I have a follow-up question maybe for you and Mark.
Yeah.
Because the vice president, quite recently, he was moving with speed. And I think the Unity Party people, or quote-unquote, the rescuers, some of them who you already talking about, I think it's like maybe they were not too happy because after racing the Elanda, in fact, it's a parked car. Wanted to see him interacting, moving back to back, like in fact, he running campaign already.
Let me tell you something.
Is that the reason why the president coming out?
Okay, let me tell you something. The reason why Joseph Boakai pick up Jeremiah Kun. You remember when Joseph Boakai said he can even dance with the devil to get to where he want to be? It was to get the vote in Nimba County through Prince Johnson. Because Prince Johnson had told this guy to say, you know what, be the political leader for the MDR. And when he took over what he did, he kicked the Nimba people with a back foot. All the appointments that he did in Nimba County, do you know he made most of the appointments from the district where Jeremiah mother came from where I know other thing there. The district Jeremiah mother came from. Even this guy here, women pay there, all looking for around that same area, the complex area there. So all the people that they appointed in their government, they forgot about the entire Nimba. Just to settle for because Jeremiah he came in, or post from your man country because Jeremiah they say he father from different place because on the report we got him mega planet father associated with him. So I don't know which one is the real one, but in short,
southeast, I think
yes, southeast, me I hear definitely too. So I got different father for them here. So that one is okay, but that's not the problem. The thing is, the Nimba people, they kick the United Party people, kick them out. That's why Joseph Boakai excommunicated Prince Johnson. This is phone number on him. Prince Johnson said it. Jeremiah himself dissociated himself from the Prince Johnson party. He said he's no longer part of the party, he's part of the United Party. And they turn around, they put pressure on Prince Johnson to shut him up. If you don't shut up, will bring war crime on you. In the pressure that people say that even took away Prince Johnson's life. So now, the same number people they run into again, you can't tell them say, you're Gewa Koga. Oh, they gave you election. In fact, the district that gave you more vote than any other district in the whole Nima County, the district number 7. But they cut the people ambulance, they cut the budget for their medical center simply because they want to get at Representative Musa ability that he may developing too much, doing things too much in the country that the government never done in the 177 age of Liberia. So what if they trying to make the government look ugly? So the Nima people in this election, they got a clear message. Let them vote for Koga to say we are happy with the government. All the Babati, Jodobaka, and Jeremiah Kun doing to the people of Nima County, we happy with it. We'll give them more people to go and harm us. Or they can vote for Mark Billion for more development, for more unity. They might have been working with the traditional leaders and young people and the market women to unite the people. So it's clear. The Nima people will decide what I can tell you right now. Jeremiah Kun will end up being the loser. Because he's fighting everything now going against his own Nima people for Unity Party people. And Unity Party people, they don't have his back. They are stabbing him in the back. They don't want him. They want Gafwan. And Joseph Jima Baka said to want Gafwan. Because he promised the people of Lower County that if they can persuade Gafwan, they dissuade him to running for president and allow him to be the one to run, then when he leaving the stage, Gafwan going to be his replacement. You think Joseph Baka will let Gafwan go for Kun? If he can let Prince Johnson go, it make him disconnect Prince Johnson and be bad to entire Nimba County that Joseph Jeremiah is going to care about. So Nimba push is better.
Yeah. So Mr. Kana, elections is numbers. And so would they be willing, this question to you and Morg again, would they be willing to put away maybe the vice president or where people maybe think that he had the numbers, maybe when it comes to elections, to put away the vice president and they will look in maybe in a closet to look for another person. So do they really care about the 2029 elections, or they just go into the race? Maybe if they win, well, that's it. If they lose, well, that's it. Is that what you are saying?
When it comes to number, the only reason why they pick up Jeremiah Kun, it was because Prince Johnson was there. They know Prince Johnson had control, had some command, had some respect in the country. And a lot of people voted for Joseph Jima Baka because of Prince Johnson and Prince Johnson party. And guess what Jeremiah Kun did? Right after the winning, he left the party. He said, I don't care about Liverpool no more. I don't care about MDR. They just come back to the people now because of political reason, but the people are not stupid. That's the reason, Mabel. Now that they know that Prince Johnson is no longer in the picture, Jeremiah Kun does not have that leverage, that power in him anymore. So that's why they kick him out. So Jeremiah Kun is trying to show to them, say, I'm saying important. I take that number on my side. Let me support Koga. You will see if Nima will win, Koga will win Nima. So that to show the Unity Party people that Jeremiah Kun still get some control in Nima. Forgetting to know that what he did to Prince Johnson, what he did to the Nimba people after they gave him the vote in 2023. So Jeremiah Kun does not have the number he kicked because the number was Prince Johnson's and Prince Johnson party. And he kicked the Prince Johnson party, he's not part of it. Even Koga who running on Prince Johnson party ticket today, he was the one that going against Prince Johnson and Prince Johnson party. But they're all doing it to satisfy the Unity Party people. And the government not been doing good to the Nimba people. That's the problem. Maybe Monk can say something. Mom, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening, enjoying the conversation. You know, when we discuss things, you and myself come from a different background. For us, we're looking at it from the constitutional standpoint, the security aspect. You're talking from an intelligence kind of a standpoint because these are almost like classified information. And I know when you say things. But even if you don't know what happening behind the scene, you can just put the pieces together and know exactly that is what happening. You can see the movement. When you know when politicians engage in their backroom dealing, you don't have to be there. But when they come to the public, the way how they carry themselves, you can put the pieces together to know exactly what's happening. And everything you just said is not far from the truth. My only fear here is you can play the politics all you want, because I know if you say you respect the rule of law and the Constitution, you pick a vice president for a reason. Why would you be against the guy who you put the closest to the presidency? Because in the worst case scenario, you are only putting the country off for some kind of political instability, for some kind of tribal sentiment. And we all know the history when it comes to Liberian politics. The whole thing about tribalism and tribal sentiment. Because how you think the Nima people is going to receive that? Let's just say worst case scenario. I'm not hoping something happens to the president and then few group try to prevent the vice president from taking his constitutional duty. What do you think going to happen? So like these guys just keep playing with our people and just putting our risks every single day. That's just what it is.
So Monk, there was a revelation made by Sheikh Sharif, but you misunderstood what he was saying. So somebody it's one of the listeners from all the way Nima Kante just sent me the information that we should correct it, because people, a lot of people listening to us on the radio in Nima, pretty much in the whole country, that we should correct it. So the bridge that was built, or that's been built in district number 5, it was Koga that went to Musa Hassan Bilete, back him to help him build the bridge in that county. It is Musa Bilete who is building the bridge in Koga's district.
Okay.
But that bridge almost done. Musa Bilete don't want to politicize the bridge, because he did it for the people of district number 5, not for Koga. So he doesn't want to, inaugurate that bridge right now, try to do anything with that bridge right now, so that people that district will not think, say, he's using the bridge to campaign against Koga. But Koga for himself he has not done anything in his district for the past 13 years. The only tangible that he's supposed to show supposed to be the bridge. Beyond that, he said he got a registration. For who? For yourself. What is the benefit of that registration to the Nima Kante? He wouldn't dare promoting himself and promoting his party. But the thing that the bridge, the district 5 people really, really wanted was the bridge. And he could not do that bridge for himself on his own. It was Musa Bilete that did it. But with Musa Bilete, we don't want to say that we don't want to use this bridge to campaign against Koga, because we don't want the district number 5 people to think that we did it for political reasons. Because even though they never voted for me, even though they never supported me in the past, I promised them and I fulfilled my promises made to them. So that is the correction they wanted me to make. It's not even Koga bridge. It's Musa Bilete who actually, a political leader for CMC, who built that bridge for Koga and for his district. That's why now he coming on now attacking Musa Bilete. Oh, the people are going to come with money. They're going to come with this. They're going to come with that. Simply because he knows what the man is capable of doing. And that man not only been building bridges. Now, with the CMC, they're building roads, connecting district, connecting villages and towns that were not connected to the other part of of the country. So I just want to make that clarification, because people are listening to it in Nima County. And the person who sent me the message, I even close to Musa Bilete, but the person who tested me.
Let me tell you, Sekou. Let me tell you, politics is a very intricate game, right? Yeah. For some of us, maybe that's why some people will have problems on this platform, because we will not play their games. Their bridge construction thing started by the chairman for a while. It had nothing to do with this coming election.
Exactly.
Okay. So even if Chairman Bilete been carrying on project throughout the entire country, even outside of his district, he cannot say, I don't want to politicize the bridge, because that was already part of a bigger plan. It's not restricted to a particular district. It's just that he happens to find himself in a situation where a candidate from his party is going against Koga. So if the people on Nima play that game right, then they will know that Koga has nothing to run on. So whether Chairman Bilete politicize it or not, because it was part of a bigger plan. He going outside of the district and to other districts. So the whole idea, and the idea that Koga will even suggest that, oh, we don't want to politicize the bridge. No, my brother, everything is politics, because I know there was a candidate who was victim of this. Elizabeth Cummings. You cannot do things in politics and put it on the table. No, people must know what you are doing. So it's not because we got a special election in my country, you say, oh no, I don't want to politicize it. No, it's not about politics because you've been doing it before this particular special election. So why not take the credit and give it to your candidate from your party? So I'm not going to bother. I mean, it's up to the chairman to make that decision. But if I was in a particular situation, man, you can call it politics or you want to that's something I'm doing. I'm not going to play that game. No, I'm not.
If it was me, say I was going to go to that bridge there
and then dedicate that bridge before even the election.
People say, I don't want to be in the bridge. You're both for support my candidate. I will do more for you because it's a fact. You're not making it up. It's not fake. Yeah,
Mr. Khan, to even add up to that, even
remember you want to take calls after that?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we get 12 minutes to the hour now. I don't know how we'll do it.
So to even add up to that, we just saw that quite recently where the NAFA college or better state that structure was turned over to the University of Liberia, and the current leadership was unable to even recognize his predecessor, and that was just terrible. And there were mixed reactions to that in the name of politics. Only the president of UL, Madame Mapin, only she was able to recognize Madame Emma Glasgow and say, oh yeah, thanks to Emma Glasgow for job well done. But I don't know how people really think. So for me, I think I will join you people and say, I think it's about time but Musa Hassan Belete go there and dedicate this bridge maybe for the first time. Then after that, when the bridge is complete or completed, or when it's completed, then you'll be able to maybe to dedicate it again for the other time. But other than that, because these people, they will use this kind of thing, they will not want to even give recognition because in the name of politics.
Remember, so do you expect Joseph Jima Boakai, that Prince Johnson called one of the 9 ungrateful lepers to be grateful? Emma Glasgow that he suspended and replaced. Do you expect Joseph Boakai to be grateful to her? Can we recognize her? He's not going to do that. Don't even expect that. Maybe you can take a few calls.
Yeah, 0770-203-125. That's the number to call. Those of you, please 30 seconds at most, 1 minute. Quickly, just go straight to the point. And yes, don't waste all of our time. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
Let me say good evening to the rest of the panelists on the show. This is David King, and I join you from my Spendleton resident. I think I must agree with the panelists on the show. Mr. Benedict have to muster the courage because he did not even know that there was going to be a by-election in Nima County when he went to help some people who have shown his people for the last 13 years being the House of Representatives. That brother had not been able to put one bill on the floor. Honorable Benedict who just coming. Let me tell you now, Honorable Benedict who just coming. Do you know? Let's let them proceed because there's a representative of Bolsonaro Prince to go to him for tutorial. All right. So if I were Mr. Benedict, I will put a team together. We'll go down there, tell the people of district number 5, your representative being happy here. He has not been able to do anything for you people. But I took it for my time to come here, and I did not come here during the election. I did not even know that election was coming.
Indeed.
And I came to do this for you people. So,
all right. Thank you so much. To this caller, quickly. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Louis. I speak from Bushwa Island.
Thank you. Always, Louis, for joining us.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Milborn. I also want to tell Monk is my favorite analyst on the show. I like your objectivity, and I like to say good evening to Sekou. But I like to categorically disagree 2 points. The first point I like to disagree with Mr. Kane. He's a big brother, but I think he's not on top of the issue. There was a by-election in Nima, Yantuan, and then Jeremiah Kun supported Yantuan and Prince Johnson supported Kogwa, the first by-election in the United Party-led government. And then Jeremiah Kun won Samuel Koga and Prince Johnson because Unity Party put up Yantuan and Jeremiah Kun, the vice president, was with Yantuan and Prince Johnson was with Samuel Koga, and they won. That won too. Save the recording. I'm recording right now. I'm going to save the true FN recording. Musa Benedict did the same. He said if Comey doesn't win, he will not take his seat. Politics is an interesting thing. The report we're getting from Nima, The rest have to work hard because Koga and the vice president on top of things. Is that wrong? In United Party, there will be fight for what celebration. Even Joe Parker fight, what do you call the ambassador name? Don't get away Macintosh. There will be fight for the highest seat. It's normal. It's the context.
All right, there'll be fights in the Unity Party, according to him. Today's caller, good evening. Yes, go ahead quickly. Hello.
Hello.
Well, today's caller, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us. Well, I don't know how people keep saying you getting me. Keep a call scam is 0770-203-125. That's the number for you to call this evening to be live on the SKTV show again. 0770-231-25. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor.
Yes, my dear. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Thank you. Neighbor, this is Kev. I'm calling from the Bourgeois Island. You see, neighbor politics is quite different what we are preaching here. I think people will make the mouth because Mr. being preaching or he's doing SYZ, so he cannot win and things that. Watch my word. That election, who will win that election? Don't watch it. I don't care how politics want to read the man up or bill, the man did, the man that. Is that all I want to say? That's a different thing they are saying it, and it happening. There are two different things. So, who will be the victor in that election? Take it from me today.
All right. Thank you so much for your point or your input. To this caller, quickly. Good evening. Yes, my dear. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Thank you. This is William Kobe, and I joined this conversation for this city. Thank you. Look, you know, if you would say somebody have been elected 3 times in a district and you say they have never done anything for their people, well, that's a new judgment. Your conscience will be here. And I leave that with the people because I believe that is an indirect response to the people. You tell them like, what you people been doing there? I don't know why you're doing. You know, you guys have not been doing anything that is correct. So make a full decision. So I leave it between you and the people. So the issue between the issue about, you know, you raise body point and what have you. Look, just of my point, I would be a lawyer, the supporter of the Unity Party. Since 2011, we've been voting for Unity Party 2017 years.
So that means the man MDR member.
Come again?
So that means he's not MDR member.
He is an MDR member when he been supporting Unity Party at the time he was independent candidate on show 2020 to chapter on the MDR ticket. Even 2017.
All right, thank you so much, Charles Cooper. You will be maybe second to the last caller. Then we'll move back to our panelists. Good evening, Charles.
Good evening, Lebon. Good evening to the rest of the panelists. I call from curfew to pro. Lebon, I want to add my voice to the many voices to call on all conscious manners in minds to not vote for Samuel Koga. Samuel Koga is part of the lawbreakers of Liberia. They brought this shame and disgrace upon our nation that led to the burning of our capital city that this conflict have not even been yet resolved.
The Capitol building.
The Capitol building. This man, he has not been faithful in little things. He has not been faithful in running a district. How can you give him a country? So we are calling on the conscious manner in minds to vote voice of proper sentiment, because you know there are countries in Liberia that even though Liberia as a whole, most of the people in Liberia vote on tribal land, but there are countries that are seriously noted for that. And Nima country is one of those countries that vote purely on tribal land. And you see, maybe these are not the attributes of leadership. Tribalism, sectionalism, regionalism, nepotism, and you name the rest. These are not attributes of leadership.
All right, thank you, Charles. Quickly, the last caller. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Josiah B. David from Grand Bassa County.
Thank you, Josiah from Grand Bassa County.
Yeah, thank you, man. Liberian politics, they really want to make it very cheap. For any reason, the vice president, I think he had the right, he's qualified. And then would not want any kill into this country. For any reason, the vice president should take over. But where they are in a place and causing confusion among ourselves, I think it's wrong. Liberian politics country is very poor, and I think we should make this country a vibrant country that everyone should live. All Liberians should live freely. Jeremiah, the vice president,
is a Liberian, and if that opportunities come, I think he can go through. Anyone can become president. That's party he chosen by people.
All right, thank you so much. Anyone can become president for Liberia as long you have been chosen by your people. Mr. Colonel and that mark 1 minute each. Then we take our April Fool Day to our very homes.
Maybe when you know, most of the revelations Sekou just made, they are scary revelation, and it's up to our people to read between the lines. And that's one of the problems in our politics. We complicate our politics, at the same time confusing the very same voters, because it seems like some people, for the sake of power, they are just hell-bent on putting the state at risk and putting innocent people's lives at risk. I don't know why you would pick a vice president and you don't want him becoming president. I really don't know. When in fact it's a constitutional mandate or requirement that the vice president is the closest next in line to the president. A vice president is just another president in waiting. So if you want to manipulate the system and put people's life at risk because you want to maintain power, and the second to the last caller just said, there's sectarianism, there's tribal politics, there's regional politics. Look, if you keep voting on those lines, you will only keep setting yourself up for future failure and just get a confirmation, because you want to vote on tribal line, you want to vote on party line, you want to vote on sectarian line. There is no good end result to these things. If you cannot vote for people based on the merit, let me tell you, my Liberian people, you will not only be setting your failure, setting up yourself for failure now, but also in the future. And every time you will keep validating that point and you will keep making mistakes.
Thank you, Mark. Mr. Kane, we got to go. No time for our end in our main studio, our news studio.
So just 30 seconds. To the person who said, oh, you know, Musa Blade is not doing that, Musa Blade is not doing that. Let me just tell you. Somebody said, why the people been voting for Koga, for representative 3 times. Last election, Koga truck in 4,000 plus people. If your district supporting you, go look at the vote margin. Koga truck in 4,000 people. If the people in the district were supporting him, he would not have done that. He would have relied on his accomplishment, on his work in the district, without spending any other money to go and get more people to come vote for him in the district. So I just want to stop there because we don't have time. But we'll be here again. Thank you so much, Monk.
Yes, sir. We'll do it again. That's it.
We'll be here tomorrow again.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. What about people who will in the show? Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end of parents from there. So welcome alive with African.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you, I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamu. And yes, I know money, and more I you. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcast and connect.